So Article 11, easements on Main Street in Grafton, South Grafton. There's a project not 7 miles long. It's about a $7 million project, 2.9 miles long. And it's a federally funded and state-sponsored Mass DOT project. We have to build and design the roadway to the standard of the state. But there are temporary takings, temporary easements, permanent takings, and permanent easements of about 150 parcels. They're not total parcels. No one loses house space or anything like that. But there are telephone poles. If you can envision telephone poles, they are in the public right-of-way. Sometimes they need to be moved a little bit onto parcels of land. Those are what we're talking about here. There is a very arduous process that the federal government that forces us to go through to get appraised values. We actually have to hire an appraiser to do all the appraisals on all of those takings, whether they're temporary or permanent. And then we have to hire another appraiser to appraise that appraiser's work to make sure that we treat those takings fairly and equitably and give people proper compensation for those. Of course, there is no real impact. Some of them are aerial trespass, so the wires might cross over a different part of their front lawn than it does today. So we have to meet with everybody. We have to document those conversations. We are working on sending out letters. We've had outreach meetings. A lot of people have attended. But for the people who are not part of the Main Street project or have been a part of those meetings, we'll look at this and not understand it. So there's a lot of nuance to it. We'll spend some time showing pictures and giving details on how the takings will work. But at the end of the day, what the article does, it allows the Board of Selectmen to enter into negotiation with those 150 property owners to be able to take permanently or temporary easements to complete this project. So there's a very long answer, but that's it.
And any costs associated with those takings would be paid from Chapter 90.
Chapter 90. And it's important to note that Chapter 90 is being spent to do the design of this road. Federal funds are used for the construction. And inside the I'm using a rough estimate, $7.2 million estimated construction cost. These easements are inside that number. So yes, we will use Chapter 90, but we know these costs. And we're trying to make the road safe. We're trying to provide sidewalks, bike lanes, really beautify and enhance the area of South Grafton from 122 to the Sutton line. So if anyone's driven that road, we've done some improvements, but it's a horrible road to drive because the base is bad. But to have bike lanes and sidewalks on both sides and new paved surfaces and improved drainage, which obviously erodes the roadway more quickly, to fix those things is imperative. So we're hoping to defer the cost to the federal and state level, which we have through this TIP program, but we need this one piece to get us to move forward to get to the next level. So we're going to ask town meeting to allow us to enter into negotiations with those people who own property along Main Street.